Ghost Coat Magazine welcomes in the legend Udo. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Everything okay? A lot of work, doing interviews the whole day and the last weeks. I mean, tons of interviews. But the people want to know why I did a cover album.
Yes, it's very exciting. We're talking about My Way, the brand new covers album coming out soon. Tremendous job, tremendous job. First and foremost, I hope you're well. You said you're doing well. That's good to hear. Besides being busy, which is never a bad idea to be busy.
Oh,
So
yeah, definitely. Better than to do nothing since the last 2 years.
I and
Uh,
you were so busy touring right before everything because I saw you
yes.
in New York City just a few years ago, but now it seems like forever ago. And
Yeah.
that show was amazing. I think you played like 25 songs across your whole career, and you toured all over the world, and you've done a lot of
Yeah.
special events, and then kind of nothing for everybody, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was not so nice the last 2 years.
Right. Tough
But
stuff. You made your whole career touring and playing live and things you love and
yeah.
enjoy, and your shows are such a big party. Such a great legacy of music, so much fun. Heavy metal is so much fun and uplifting,
Yeah.
and we have had none of it. So it's so good that it's all coming back. I'm so
Oh yeah,
excited.
I'm really looking forward to go back on tour, definitely.
And we were looking forward to having you back on tour. So we have My Way, this incredible album, and what struck me about the album is you could have done just heavy metal songs or just rock songs or just classic rock songs, but it's such a great, not just the title track, and we're going to talk about that because I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan, but
Yeah.
I love just in general like the range of all these different songs that you showed here.
Yeah, let's say the range or the songs that I choose for this album, is like songs end of the 60s, 70s, and the beginning of the 80s. Um, all these songs are what songs they not inspired me to become a musician or something like that, or sing like, I don't know, Robert Plant, Klaus Mann, or whatever. I mean, there was songs like as a person, Udo, songs that I really like, and they're not influenced me or something like that. It was just, I listened to the songs very, very often, was my favorite songs. And then when we said, okay, we want to do a cover album, it was not planned in the beginning, it was just happened. Um, so I said then, okay, I want to do these songs. And yeah, very important was for me to put my own stamp and my own character on the songs, not like trying to sing, for example, Tina Turner is impossible. But anyway, but that was very important, and I think that was happened on this album. We were changing the songs a little bit, make them a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more heavy and stuff like that, and it fit together with my voice. So I'm really happy that I did it in the end.
Nice. And, of course, everybody knows Dio and Rainbow and AC/DC, but I think some of the best songs on here, maybe there's a generation of younger fans who won't know Arthur Brown or won't know who Alex Harvey is. And these are really,
Yes.
tremendous. I mean, Tina Turner might be in the Hall of Fame in a few weeks. I don't
Yeah.
know. But, like, people know she's an icon, but I think some of these tracks are going to really, like, awaken people to a lot of music they missed.
Yeah, I mean that maybe also, I think that people, if they're now getting the album now when it's coming out, say, "Oh, who's this?" Maybe are searching for this, and then they maybe get in touch. What you said with all the bands, they maybe Alex Harvey, yeah, or for example, a lot of people told me Frankie Miller, Jealousy. I never heard this. I said, yeah, was also one of my favorite, or like Billy Squire, I mean, the stroke was like, huh? Also, I mean, for good example, my son, he did all the drums on this album, and he was like, who is it? I never heard something of this guy. Yeah, it's very interesting, but then he get into that, he said, wow, great songs, and yeah, so maybe some people, they will start maybe searching on the internet or YouTube, oh, who is this? And have a listen to that. So also a good thing.
Your son, by the way, is an incredible drummer. We got to see him in
Yeah.
person last time on tour, and
He,
oh my goodness, maybe super, maybe even underrated, like one of the best drummers out there right now.
yeah,
And
he getting better and better. I mean, yeah. He's really, really rehearsing like hell, always like he's into that and he wants to make it. I have to do it. I mean, also he did a great job on this cover album, like especially on the Led Zeppelin song Rock and Roll, crazy stuff. But yeah, so it's good to see.
no slouch to be able to play John Bonham's drum parts in any way. That guy was unbelievable. Still to this day.
Yep.
But yeah, I love these songs. And then of course there's obviously your longtime fans, your heavy metal fans out there are gonna love Zeppelin and AC/DC and Rainbow, like I said. And
Yeah.
what was there any of these songs that challenged you that you were wanted to cover, but maybe they were harder than you thought when you went to go sing them?
Yeah, very funny. The German one. Yeah. I mean, this is the more modern song that came out in 2001 or 2002, I think. And I heard this song and the lyrics are stuck in my mind. This is exactly the lyrics. There is no way back, always go forward. And that's what I always did. And that was really like the reflecting my career, the whole the lyrics. So, and
Nice.
then when it came to the song, I said, yeah, I want to do this song. And it's very easy, my mother language, come on, quite easy. No. German language is a hard language, and all the words are really hard. They're coming really hard out of your mouth. It's not like English. So it's like, it's easier. But German, to get the right sense, and spell them out in the right thing, get the right sense with everything. Yes, that was not so easy, but I always say learning by doing. So here we go, and I made it, and yeah, I'm quite happy that I did it, for the first time ever. I mean, I never was singing in German.
That's right. That's right. And that's a kind of Zurich. I want to make sure I say that correctly.
Ganz zurück, ja.
Oh, great. And so my training paid off. Good. And the video is also beautiful, by the way. Like, it's really gorgeous. You look very sad in the forest. And I think you might need a hug. But, yeah, it's a beautiful track. And even if you're not a German speaker, I think it's got some emotion behind it.
Yeah, you see a lot of pictures of my career, with my mother, with my sister, with the band and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a very personal video also. Thinking emotion, a lot of emotions in there.
Well, I imagine that some of these are songs that you admire, and some of them you grew up with, or right in the period right before you achieved your early success with Accept. Like Arthur
Yes,
Brown
yes.
is the generation right before you, and Alex Harvey is right before your time.
Oh
So,
yeah,
so
yeah.
these are bands that mean a lot to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw Alex Harvey, I saw Arthur Brown, I saw The Sweet, I saw you, of course, Uriah Heep. I've been on tour with them also many times, but I was a big fan of Uriah Heep, also Sweet. I saw the Stones, I saw Tina Turner, of course, I saw Dio, Motorhead, Scorpions, of course, and I know in a way all these bands. I mean, also I know the Scorpions from when they didn't have success, really in a small club in Germany. And yeah, so, and it's great now to do some songs of all these bands. So, but I did it in my own way, and that was the most important part for me, to be Udo on this album.
Yes, the your essence comes through. I was gonna say I love the Rolling Stones cover. It's been Painted Black has been covered a lot. It's a very popular song,
I know.
and but at the same time, it's really great to hear it in a little bit different way, your voice, and obviously nobody else is Mick and Keith, but it's great to get a new take on the old tracks.
Yeah, I mean that was also a point, especially with Penny Black is also my favorite of Rolling Stones. Of course, they have a huge catalog. You can shoot also some different songs, but Penny Black was always my favorite. And then we said, okay, now we want to do Painted Black, and I said, okay, let's do something different with this song, and it's still Painted Black, but in a different way.
Awesome. And of course, like I said, I have to talk about Frank Sinatra. I grew up on Frank Sinatra. I saw Frank Sinatra in concert when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm one of those guys. My old bio at my job, my old biography said that my claim to fame beside this and my work in media was that I saw Slayer and Frank Sinatra in the same week, which I did in
oh,
1991.
it's like something like this.
Right.
Yeah, but I was watching Frank Sinatra, on TV, with Dean Martin when they were singing together, having a lot of beers or whatever they're drinking, and it was always fun to see that. But the Frank Sinatra song is also a little story behind when I did the Dirkschneider tour. Played only accept songs for I don't know nearly 300 shows, unbelievable, and um, that was always the song in the end when we say goodbye to the audience, the original one with Frank Sinatra. So, and then we want to have this song also on our live record and a live DVD, but the publishing said no. Don't ask me why. Okay. But maybe it was also good that they said no, and then they said, okay, we want to have this song on the live record. And then Stephen Kaufman said to me, you know what, we do this on our own. I said, are you sure that I'm singing my way? Frank Sinatra? He said, yeah, I know your voice exactly. You can do that. So, and then we did it. And now, when we came to the cover album and was searching for the title for this album, then we say, yeah, you did it always your way. Why not call the album My Way? And then, yeah, we said that's a good title. And then we said, okay, why we're not putting this song again on the album? And but just make a little remix that fits together sound wise with the rest of the songs. And here we go. And my way, yeah, I mean it's exactly all the lyrics. I did it my way. So and yeah, it fits perfectly. And so I'm happy that I did it on my own with my voice. And maybe for some people it's like, what Udo is singing my way, Frank Sinatra, okay. But I think it works.
It does work. People don't realize. I know that his reputation was that he was not a fan of rock and roll, very jealous of Elvis and the Beatles, who eclipsed him in fame when they became big. But
Hmm.
Frank Sinatra is one of the greatest singers ever, and a lot of the American popular singing that came
Hmm.
from jazz. What is a genre of music was once the most dominant genre of music, which was jazz, and he came from that world where he started out
Hmm.
as kind of a pop singer, became a very fine jazz singer, and then he was like the biggest star in the world for like 25 years. He had Academy. He was
Yes.
acting, singing, Vegas, as you mentioned. I'm pretty sure they were
Yeah.
drinking a lot of whiskey and
Yeah.
a lot of Scotch whiskey and bourbon, some beer, I'm sure. And yeah, he dominated everything for a while until
Yeah.
Elvis
But
and then
you,
the Beatles, and then he kind of slowed down. But and there's still things today, and even in rock and metal, I know like vocal things that people don't realize come from like 70, 80 years ago, and
oh
singers
yeah.
don't realize. But yeah, Frank's the man. He was great. I felt very lucky to see him, and then
Yeah.
and then I saw
Lucky.
Slayer.
Yeah, but this is also a thing, maybe some people think if you make heavy metal, okay, now we are classic metal. I mean, there's so many words for metal in the mean, but death metal, white metal, I don't know, whatever. And I'm not sitting home and listen only to Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, or whatever. I mean, I put the radio on. We have two good, really rock stations here, but they play everything: rock music, rock pop music, heavy metal, everything. And I think as a musician, you have to be open-minded. To a lot of things. I like also some stuff from anime. It's like there's really good stuff in there, very interesting. But you have to be open-minded to a lot of things. And then you can say maybe, whoa, this is interesting. Maybe you can take a little bit to your own music, from this and this and this. And that's, I mean, as a musician, I think that's normal, and uh, no, I mean, it's not possible to sit the whole day and listen to Motorhead and AC/DC all day, No, definitely not. And yeah, I mean, it's also, I think, will be very interesting for a lot of fans, what I have, when they listen to this album, It's really like a wide range, also for me, also vocal-wise. I mean, for me, there was some very interesting stuff that I thought that I never can sing in a way, but it works. And it's also very good for me that I know already for the next studio album, you can go a little bit more here, a little bit more there. It's make it more open, more wider, and that's good.
Nice. As well as just a change of pace, something different than another Udo record or another anniversary tour, and you have very big anniversaries coming up in your career the next few years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All the classic accept albums are this era right now, turning 40, 41, 42, like unbelievable success that you had earlier in your career,
Yeah.
and still to this day. And I love the idea that even now you're still trying to grow and learn and change and advance yourself. That's really awesome because a lot of people don't. And again, this record is a real just so much fun.
Yeah, it is, but it was also a lot of fun to do, And yeah, I mean, a lot of people ask me already, what you thinking about retiring? I said, no, this is definitely not my work to sit home and do nothing, No, I mean, I'm really looking forward now to go on tour again. So we do now. The next step is South America in June. Over the summer, a lot of festivals. And then we do the European tour. Okay, October is now a big hole. Russia and Ukraine cancelled. I mean, of course, you cannot go there at the moment. It's a, I feel very sorry for the fans, but what can you do? So, and then, yeah, the European tour goes until beginning of December. Then we are working now for the third time on American dates and Canada dates, I mean, that was also not possible. Now I think it's possible to come to America and Canada. Japan is calling after a long time. So that means here we
There,
go.
there we
Back on
go.
the road.
Pack
Back
the
on the
bag
road.
and
Yeah.
get back on the bus. Of course,
Yes.
we hope the conflict in Ukraine is over as soon as possible. And it's terrible what's happening
But
there. And of course, when things get back to normal, if ever, whenever, obviously, bands and tours and festivals will go back and happen there. In the
yeah.
meantime, it's good that you mentioned that because as much fun as we're having talking about this awesome stuff, and I'm really glad to have music to distract us. There's also stuff going on in the world that's hard, but
Oh yeah.
of course, we want to get back there and support them and entertain them. And same, of course, we love to have you back here anytime. Like I
Yeah.
said, that retrospective tour was unbelievable. I couldn't believe your stamina to stay on stage for so many hours and perform so at such
Yeah.
a high level was really fantastic.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I'm really looking for, to be back on stage, And yeah, so but now it looked like everything is possible, and here we go.
Nice. And of course, I hope we get to hear some of these covers now live, maybe a few of them. And uh,
Well, maybe we will see, but not on the main set list, but maybe just as an encore or whatever as a surprise, But we will see. When we start rehearsing in a couple of weeks, we will see which songs it's good for UDO, as a band, and then we will see what's coming up.
awesome. We're really looking forward to it. Always a pleasure, my friend. It's great to see
Okay.
you. I'm going to give you back the rest of your day. Good luck with the rest of your interviews.
Thank
And
you very much.
be safe and well. And we'll see you soon.
You too. Thank you. Bye
Thanks, man.
bye. Bye
Thanks.
bye.